This section will be about the charms. Now, I already mentioned that a few times. The corners are important in Windows 8, and when I go up to the right top corner here, you have seen those icons, or whatever you want to call them, pop up, and when I go to the bottom left corner, the same thing. And you have to kind of hold down here in order to pin them down so that they don't disappear, and you get the time and the date at the same time. Now, these are the charms. They make most sense on the tablets, but especially this one here, the setting one, is quite interesting too for the desktop applications. Let me click on that. You get a few interesting links up here. One is the control panel. That's one way to get to the control panel. Now, I pinned a control panel shortcut which you can do from all apps to the taskbar, and I also have a tile in the start menu, but you also can get to it here. So if you click on that, you get the control panel. Then let's see, let's get out. Okay, here's our charms again. Might as well stay in here. And you get personalization, which is if you want to change your desktop picture, or if you want to make changes to the mouse pointer. So this is interesting. Then let's see what else we get. You get the PC information, which is what you used to get from computer properties, and you can get the help window, the help screen, where you can get help. So those are the shortcuts that come up. Down here there's a few icons. Network, well, it doesn't tell you much. It says you're connected. Oh, big deal. Now I'm connected. Then here you can change the loudness of the speakers, which is nice. This one is not used yet. This one doesn't do anything either. This one tells you that you're working in English. Well, okay. And this one is maybe the most important one here. That allows you to shut down your system or to restart your system. There's other ways to do that. Let me just familiarize you with that, which is actually maybe the better way to do it. You do Alt and the Alt key, which is to the right of the Start key, Alt and F4, and this comes up here, and then you have your selection of shutdown, switch user, sign out, restart. So that's another way of doing it. So let's go back to our charms here, and we're still in the settings charm, because the more interesting part comes down here, which is barely visible. And this is one problem with these colors they provided. They have hardly any contrast. You can difficultly see these things. So these are more settings. Let's start on the top. Personalize. Well, you can personalize your start screen. They give you all kinds of colors. One is duller than the other. But let's just try gray, and that's how it would look like. Now you like gray. Well, it's not any better than the other ones. You can hardly see anything. And look here, who's going to be able to decipher this? So I'd rather stick with my blue, which I found was still the best one. You can make an account picture if you want, and then you have other possibilities here. You can change your password. You can allow other users in notification, or your notification. I don't really know what this does. Search. You can search for things. Share. This is if you want to share things. General is maybe more interesting. Yeah, you can set the time here. App switching, spell checker, language settings, Here, these are interesting. You can refresh your PC if you have a problem, reset your PC, start over, and some advanced startup. This is maybe an interesting one. If you're in trouble, you can refresh it. And then privacy, where you have some privacy rules. Devices, where you can add a device or delete a device. Let me go USB tablet. If you click on it, you get a little minus here. You can click on that, and are you sure you want to remove this device? Well, I don't want to remove it. I don't really have a USB tablet, but it doesn't matter. Ease of access, that's an interesting one. You can use a high contrast skin. Let me just show you. See, then you get the high contrast skin. I'll use that in the next section of the tutorial for a particular reason that I'll explain then. You can make everything on the screen bigger. I warn you here, this is gonna get so big that you'll only get half of the information on the screen. It's not so good. Better use a DPI setting. And some other things. Narrator you can turn on, and so on and so forth. Sync your settings. I don't know what you want to sync. I don't want to sync anything. Here you can create a home group, which of course here, working in VirtualBox doesn't make much sense. And you can look for updates, but if you have set, and that is automatically set if you haven't changed it, for automatic updates, you don't really have to check. They come in automatically. Okay, now let's see what the other guys do here. So much for the settings. Devices, well, you can send something to devices, for example, to send a file to be burned on the DVD burner, stuff like that. That's a nice feature. This one is kind of dull. It won't work here anyhow. So let me go on the desktop just to demonstrate what it does. Let me go on the desktop, because this gets you to the start menu. Of course, this is pretty useless on a PC, because all you have to do is press the start button. But on a tablet, that may be useful. So here you get to start. Big deal. This one here is a share. I haven't figured out yet what you can actually share. You can share applications, I believe, but that's about it. But I have no applications to share, so this is pretty useless at this point. And the last one is search. Well, search, I don't really need that, because I can search for anything. For example, if I put camera in here, oops, camera, which is this first thing there, and I hit enter, then I get the camera application, I guess. Right. But I can use my start screen and put the camera in. Okay, and hit enter, and I get the same thing. So this is not a very useful. Oops. That's not a very useful charm. So those are the charms here. As I said, the settings one, that's pretty nice. There is quite a few things that are useful for the desktop, although a lot of these settings, of course, you can make in the control panel from the desktop. But those other ones are more or less useless for a desktop or laptop. There's better ways of doing that. Okay, so much for the charms.